is a disclaimer letting everybody know that this is in no way meant to offend anybody. This is my personal opinion, and if you get offended, that's on you. Good day, mates. It is good. For today is Good Friday, as we all have come to know over thousands of years. Good Friday. Which brings me to today's topic. Today's topic being Easter, which we all know is this Sunday. If you didn't know, you might be like me. Me, for example, I really don't ever remember when Easter is. I just know it's on a Sunday, and I know it's in April. Sometimes I forget. Or, yeah. Probably wondering, what do I want to say about Easter? Well, personally, when I think about Easter, I think about how it's supposed to be celebrated, I suppose, because when I think of Easter, I know from what I've learned, it's supposed to symbolize Jesus' resurrection. Am I wrong or am I right? So, it's supposed to symbolize Jesus' resurrection. Yet, when I walk into the grocery store, all I see is bunnies and Peeps, which has nothing to do with the resurrection of Jesus. Or so I thought. So, pretty much what's happened over time is the affiliation with animals in Jesus have come into play. And I did a little research to see exactly why this is, because at first I guess I kind of thought it was almost like a mockery of Jesus. But I suppose after doing a little more research about it, I can see why it is affiliated with his resurrection or whatever. So, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to see where I got my information from. I also got my information from this little pamphlet. If you know what this is, then good for you, but I'm not really going to go into what this is because it doesn't matter. It's just an article about, is Easter really a Christian celebration? So, apparently the Easter that we have come to know with, giving children baskets of treats and whatnot, that derives through pagan beliefs, and that's a pagan tradition. If you don't know what pagan means, a pagan is a person who holds religious beliefs other than those of the main world religions. Easter derives from Eastre or Estro or Eostre. I don't know if I'm pronouncing these right at all, so please do not make fun of me. And Estre or Eostre is a pagan figure celebrated as the goddess of spring. And the people who celebrated this were the Saxons of North Europe, so North European Saxons. And an Estre festival would be held during the spring equinox for the goddess in her honor. And this goddess, her earthly symbol was a rabbit, and I suppose what I've read, rabbits are associated with a sign of fertility because they produce in large quantities, and this is also symbolic for spring when, rabbits have their babies, and then so not only are their bodies blooming with beautiful baby bunnies, but also the earth is also blooming with beautiful baby flowers, I guess you could say. So it's a symbol of spring, pretty much. And then, so that's kind of where the bunny comes into play. And then with the whole chickens too, that is a symbol of new life breaking through death, aka the shell being the death, the hardness of the shell. So I guess that could also symbolize spring and, you know, new flowers pushing up out of the ground and overcoming the death of the winter. So that's pretty much where the bunnies and the chickens come into play. And as far as the Easter Bunny goes, the legend of Sir Bun Bun Easter Bunny, that comes from German settlers who brought the story of the Easter Bunny to the United States, or as they call him, the Osterhaus. Sounds like a weird version of Santa Claus. But anyways, this was in the 1800s, and that is when it began becoming one of the most commercially recognized symbols of Easter, was when these settlers brought the story of him over. And, you know, he did what we do today. We fill baskets with treats, and yeah, so sorry kids if you're watching this, I kind of ruined your dreams of who the Easter Bunny really is. I mean, we all know there's not a giant bunny hopping around. It'd be nice. I'd love a big a real legit bun hopping around giving out treats. Shoot, I don't want candy. I want give me some fruit, man. I want candy. So, and then as far as is it really a Christian holiday and why these animals and these icons are associated on the day of Jesus' resurrection, apparently, according to this article that I'm reading, Jesus asked his followers to commemorate not his resurrection but his death. The Apostle Paul called this occasion the Lord's evening meal. 1 Corinthians 11:12, Luke 22:19-20. So you can go look that up if you'd like. Many of the Easter traditions have little to do with Jesus' resurrection, and this is according to the Encyclopedia Britannica. According to Felipe Walter, who is a professor of medieval literature, he writes that in the process of the Christianization of pagan religions, it was easy to associate the pagan festival, and when he says pagan festival, I think he's talking about the Estre festival, the festival in the name of the goddess of spring. It is easy to associate the pagan festival that celebrated the passage from the death of winter to the life of springtime with Jesus' resurrection. So, what he's pretty much saying, I think, is this, or even, yeah, it's not just what I think, it's what this article says. It gave pagans a better understanding of the meaning of Jesus' resurrection. I mean, I guess the death of winter, aka the death of Jesus. So I guess that kind of makes sense. The Apostle Paul apparently, supposedly, I don't know if this is true, I wasn't there, but when he would travel through the Roman Empire, he was exposed to many pagan customs, yet he did not adopt any of them to give to people a better understanding of Jesus. I guess he just didn't see it was necessary, and maybe that's what a lot of people who really do look at Easter as a very religious thing, not so much I'm a buy stuff for my kids kind of thing. It's maybe that's why, because, you know, it really isn't, I don't think it's necessary to buy children toys and candy on a religious holiday, because growing up, in the end, I didn't even really understand what Easter was really about. I just thought it was just another day where I got presents, so maybe that's why whenever Easter comes around, I'm not really too thrilled about hearing about Easter egg hunts, or when I go to the grocery store and I just see all the decorations and stuff, or if I see decorations in people's yards, I guess it's just, when I look at an Easter bunny, I don't see Jesus. I see a bunny that wants to be pet. So, I don't judge people. If you're gonna, take your kids Easter hunting and, you buy them gifts, that's you do you, and do whatever makes you happy and what's gonna make your kids happy. And I don't know, I just thought I'd share with everybody what my thoughts on this particular holiday are. And I'll probably do a video around Christmas time regarding the same thing, because I'm not a very religious person. I never really have been, but here recently, I guess I have been studying religion a little bit more, and it's not, right now I guess I'm focusing on Christianity just because it is one of the most well-known religions out there. And I'm not saying I'm a Christian, I'm not saying any of that, I'm just saying I've been studying it a little, and it's kind of interesting. It really is. And I think any religion in general is interesting. Next I'll probably pick up some books on Buddhism or Hinduism. Why not? I think that sounds cool. So, the great unknown. So, if anybody has any questions or have something to say about what I've said, feel free to let me know. Drop a comment. And other than that, that's it. So, Good Friday, everybody. If you do go to church, be sure you pray to that big old cross that's up there, because that's what we all know the story. So yeah.